Hey folks, we're looking at Edge Magazine number 3, December 1993. And I have some bad news. It's game over for the industry, at least according to Edge. And how so? Well, because video games have been around for 20 years, but they have been stuck in a rut since the 80s. Yeah, that's what they're thinking in 1993. I mean, yeah, as long as I've been reading about video games, I've heard people complain about a lack of originality. I love how Edge Magazine has articles like this, which are angry, because that's passion, right? You care about the things you love. But I think this article's a bit off the mark. Let's take a look. We have, what they did was they divided all the games into, I think, 7 or 8 genres. Yeah, 8. And they're missing so many of them. I mean, they don't have RPGs. They don't have first-person shooters. Fair enough. They were just barely a thing back then. Real-time strategy games, not present. But most of all, where's Super Metroid hadn't been released there, but where are the action RPGs? I know it's like a fusion of different genres, but still, games like Zelda, that's something completely different than Zork and Maniac Mansion, alright? We know that. So, yeah, and this article kind of goes through all the platforms and saying, Sonic, it's the same as Donkey Kong. Well, no, it's not. Okay, it's not stuck in a rut. I have to admit, though, 2D platform games haven't improved much since Super Mario Bros. 3, but yeah, it's still worth making new ones, like Shovel Knight. Although maybe that's more of an action adventure. But you had Super Meat Boy, right? Shoot 'em ups, okay, fair enough. But there's Ikaruga Radiant Silvergun, and Resogun, and what's the most recent one made by the person by Eugene Jarvis? I can't come up with the name, but yeah, new genres are still being made, and improvements are being made. I mean, check this out. They're saying, really, they say something like Street Fighter 2 being isn't that much better than International Karate, which is delirious. So, yeah, I love the anger of the article, but I just wish they were a bit closer to the truth. Yes. Flight sims, one of these genres. Well, back then it was a thing. And yeah, of course, all sports, they're all the same. This is one of the best ones, though, NHL. 92, 93, 94. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Typically Edge, the Super Gun. So what you do is you buy the main board, and you hook it to this controller, and you're playing arcade games at home. And some of these boards are actually quite purchasable. I was surprised. They have like a list somewhere about games that like this game. I don't know which one this is. Rastan Saga, £30 only, and Shinobi only £20. Look at that. That's good. That's good money. So any other good games? Mercs, Renegade, £20. But here they talk about Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is what you really wanted, and that would be £500. So yeah, then you're better off getting Super Nintendo. But it's pretty cool that they have this article. And TFX, we'll have a review for that. The first Crash and Burn, the first 3DO game. It looked spiffy, high octane, and Edge gives it an 8, way too high. But still, I think it's worth remembering, because this is one of the first real 3D racing games you can get at home. Wasn't as good as Ridge Racer or Daytona, but still awesome to have at the time. Of course, F-Zero and Mario Kart are also kind of 3D, but... Okay, so Interplay selling games. Remember Lord of the Rings for the Super Nintendo? I loved that as a kid for odd reasons, but Battle Chess, I didn't like that one though. Okay, so Super Empire Strikes Back, the 9 impossible games to beat. High production values. I mean, you could fly an X-Wing in these games, and it really made you feel like you were doing that on the Super Nintendo. So yeah, and fight Darth Vader if you manage to get to the end. Good luck with that. Only gets a 6 though. I don't understand why. Because it's too hard? Dune, but the Mega CD. An excellent adventure game. Try to get it for the PC if you can. This one got an 8. Yeah, let's get that Amiga CD32. After Sega's new baby, Amiga bring you the mother. What are they talking about? The Sega CD? Return to Zork only gets a 5. Yeah, Zork. It doesn't even look like the original Zork. I don't know what this is about. Splatterhouse. Yeah, kind of a boring beat 'em up. Still gets a 5 for the FM Towns Marty. Yeah. There you have the entertainment show again. And the very first FIFA, which was a big thing at the time. Now, I still preferred Sensible Soccer. This was a bit too slow to my taste. And I've never liked the third, 3/4 perspective, but it was closer to reality than any other soccer game at the time. So it got an 8. TFX, I don't know this game, but looks like a pretty good flight sim for 1993. And also gets an 8. Let me change hands. Now, Rastan Saga, only £20 or £30 for your main board. And it's 1987. It kind of looks like Rygar. Oh well. I've never played it in the arcade. 1987, that's kind of like around Double Dragon 2, so it looks pretty good. Here, advertisements for recruiting people. Yeah, I want to work for Sega in London. Competitive salary. Now, interview with Core Design. Do we have Toby, the guy who came up with Lara Croft? I don't see him. Anyhow, so at the time they were a British company making subpar games like Chuck Rock. Lots of forgettable things. I don't know if they have anything interesting to say, but they were pretty. They were cutting tech when it came to CD-ROMs and 3D images. They did some new things in that regard. PC Gamer also by Future magazines, and it's been around forever. And a good magazine for computer games. I have issue 4. Thank you very much. I have them all. And some letters. Now this disappointed me because I read this. Which one was it again? Yeah. Apparently, someone asked this question. I'd be interested to know the definition of game you use and expect to use in the future. I don't think Edge has ever given their own opinion of what a game is, but they're always looking at the fringes of games. So I'd like to know where they draw the line. But this is not in any of the letters. And letters are kind of talking about FMV and stuff and other things at the time. Couldn't find any interesting letters to get into. So, and this is a sign of the times. You should have at least 3 pages of tips for all formats. No, Kevin, this is Edge. Edge expects you to beat games with one hand tied on your back while reading National Geographic upside down. Okay, so Q&A, more technological stuff. Some bits about the difference between bits and bytes and why it's confusing. And the frequency, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, why it impacts speed. Yep. Future has all these different magazines. Amiga Power has disappeared from the list again. But yeah, it's 2 pages of commercials for their other magazines. And to finish it up, we have next month. Does anybody know which game this is? I would think the game we had on issue number 2, Chaos Control, but I don't know. So stay tuned. We'll see each other Thursday, 25th of November. No, just kidding. And we'll discuss issue number 4. Do we have the E? I'd like to sing that last time. No, it's just all black. No, it's just black. Boring. And here also, Future Publishing. Hi guys. Love you. And see you later.